This is a 2012 Chrysler 300 3.6 Pentastar. We're chasing overheating, but I don't like to start you guys in the middle of diagnostics. I like to start you guys at the very beginning. Okay, so with that being said, let's talk for a quick second. I know y'all hate to talk. You want to see action. You don't want to see no talking about it. I got to go over with you what's going on. And this is one of those risky deals where, a customer buy a car from somebody or auction. You don't really know what you're getting when you buy a car from an auction. I mean, you could be buying a hidden problem. That's why it's at the auction in the first place. All right, 160,000 miles. The complaint is overheating. Now, guys, with anything, especially engines or anything like that, you want to physically verify the level of fluid. Whichever you're working on, if it's engine, you got to make sure oil in it. In this case, it's coolant, so I can physically see coolant in the reservoir. All right, now overheating. Yeah, you got to verify it first. What I'm hearing from the customer is it'll make it a 3-quart and then work its way down. Okay, the working its way down part is a good sign. Okay, because if it was like exhaust gases or something like that, I mean, it could still work its way down, but it's not a good thing. So first thing you got to do, guys, is duplicate. And like I say, do not try. Make sure you have coolant in the system. Now, a couple things you can do inside. What I recommend you do inside. I speak about this in details in one of my other old videos. Watch it right here, guys, about the importance of the water pump and the cooling system. The cooling system in general, guys. Let me say this. Let me start at the top. Before you try to diagnose anything coolant related, like I said, make sure the cooling system is full of liquid. Okay, naturally coolant, but if you don't have any coolant, it could be water. But it just have to be some liquid in there to perform diagnostic. You do not have to fill it up with coolant to diagnose a cooling system. That's wasting money. All right, now you got to also make sure it's free of air. So if you have a bleeder valve somewhere, open it. Make sure the system is, because without starting there, you're gonna be twisting your thumbs. All right, it starts there. If the system has an air pocket, air creates space. That whole space needs to be filled with liquid fluid. So you got to make sure your cooling system is free of air and it's full. Now we got that out the way. Now things you can do inside. Number one, you can verify the complaint. It creeps over higher than the halfway mark. Now what you can do to get a pretty good feeling about your water pump is turn the heater on. I got the heater on high on both sides. Here's my blower speed, and as far as what vents I want it to go out, let's go to climate. Okay, yeah, we on face. Yeah, let's put it on face. Now you can feel right here, guys. Y'all can't feel, but I can. It's not as hot as it should, guys. All right, now what you're testing by doing this is it's not an inconclusive test, okay, but you can gauge the strength of a water pump. Okay, guys, keep in mind a water pump has to circulate that liquid around throughout the cooling system. Okay, so without that happening, you're stuck. You're still going to be stuck. So this is not extremely hot as it should be. That's why I want you to test the coolant level first, because a low coolant level can cause no heat. All right, but I'm not trying to find out if the heater's working per se. I'm trying to find out if the system overheating, but they go hand in hand. That water pump output is needed for overheating and heater operation, but I'm concerned with overheating, and this not as hot as it should be, guys. All right, so right now I don't know the temperature we at, but I imagine the fan should be on right now. So let's go look at the fan. This should be a lot hotter. I mean, a lot of things can cause the temperature. I mean, a thermostat could be stuck open, but we talking about overheating. So if your thermostat stuck open, what are the chances of you overheating? There's still some chance, but not as high. All right, guys, well, let's go outside and discuss some more. Let's get it. All right, guys, so as you can see, like I say, the reservoir is full. The fan is on. It's not on high, so I don't suspect the temperature is over 250. I think the fan come on high at 250. But a couple things you can do while you're out here. Let's grab this upper radiator hose. It's fairly hot. Okay, in fact, it's so hot you gotta let it go. Now, let's grab this lower radiator hose. Be careful, guys. Now this lower radiator hose is cool as all outdoors, but you got to be careful how you judge that, because remember the fan is right in front of it, and the fan is blowing air. The fan is actually pulling air inward, so that could be keeping this cool. So be careful how you gauge this. But for the most part, if this fan wasn't on, both of these hoses should be similar in temperature wise. Now you can use a digital thermometer to do that, but this upper radiator hose is hot, which signals the thermostat is opening and allowing the coolant to come out to head toward the radiator so you can release that heat. But if you have a hot upper hose and a cool lower hose, that could be a restriction in your radiator. All right, very well could be. All right, I don't think we're dealing with any leaks, although I'm gonna let it up and take a closer look. But everything plays a role, guys. This thermostat, this is where you bleed this particular car. Not all of them have this, so you can open that and make sure coolant come out. That way you can assume there's not an air pocket in it. Now what I want to do, where's the heater hoses? Get a feel for the temperature of the inlet hose and the outer hose of the heater core. That one's hot. They both close to the same temperature, which begs the question, why ain't I getting hot heat coming out of the heater? Guys, I think we're dealing with a restriction here. All right, now I got to do what I'm supposed to be doing from the beginning with all diagnostic. I'm gonna hook my scan tool up and see if there's anything in there worth noting. But the fan is on. Where's the gauge? Yeah, we hover. Ooh, we over the halfway mark. Okay, the heater is starting to pick up a little bit, guys. I think we're dealing with a restriction / output problem. In other words, water pump radiator problem issue. Okay, but what we don't want to do is misdiagnose an internal combustion or exhaust gases getting into the cooling system problem. Now, in order to give myself a peace of mind, I'm gonna go drive this car. I want this vehicle under extreme pressure, load pressure. If I have exhaust gases getting into that, it should show up while the car and the engine is under load. So I'm gonna go test drive this thing, guys. Stay tuned.